So first of all, I would like to welcome you all for the session today, which is about financial analysis using AI. So as you might have noticed, right, for the last one and a half year, there has been a rise in how people are using AIs in different scenarios and ways. So this session is exactly going to show you how generative AI is being used in finance. And it's not going to be a superficial session where we will try to cover just some theory and get away with it. So we'll be building some actual agents for financial analysis that can actually help you personally in many ways. Something like investment decisions, understanding the stock market, and many other things. So that is what you will learn today, and we have a lot of exciting tools that we will introduce you to, and we will also do some coding and get our hands dirty as well. So that being said, so let me start with a quick intro of who we are and what we do. So just so that you get a context of what this session is all about and who we are exactly. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Satvik. I'm the founder of Build Fast with AI. So a little bit of about background about myself. So I got educated from this place, IIT Delhi. So I graduated around 5-6 years back, where I did both bachelor's and master's. So after studying at IIT, I went on to work for multiple corporate companies, especially banks, in financial analysis and data science domains. But while I was still at IIT, I co-founded an edtech company. So that is where my primary interest in teaching and all the sessions that you are seeing here the interest in teaching primarily stems from my experience as an entrepreneur during my college days. And after my college, I went on to work for Citibank, Commonwealth Bank, and multiple other financial institutions, where I worked in the data science, risk analysis, and other domains. So, reflecting upon my job as a data scientist at these multinational banks, so with AI that is available today, I could actually reimagine many things. So, in this session, I will try to couple my experience as a data scientist in financial institutions as well as someone who is running a generative AI startup today, right? So currently, going through the experience. So first, I worked for 3-4 years in the financial domain, and currently for the last 1.5 year, I'm running Build Fast with AI. So Build Fast with AI is primarily an organization that helps individuals and companies leverage generative AI. So a quick sneak peek of who we are and what we do. So one thing is that, let's say, what we have noticed by observing the generative AI space is that there are a number of things that are happening. So let's say there are 100 things happening in generative AI today. But if you see what percentage of it is actually being applied in companies, it is less than 5%. So let's say if 100 things are happening in AI as of today, not even five are actually being implemented by individuals or companies at a large scale. So at Build Fast with AI, our primary goal is to bridge this gap. So whatever is happening in generative AI in real time, how can we help more individuals and companies leverage this technology? So if we were to summarize ourselves in a single line, we enable AI ideas to reality. And how do we do that? So we have a lot of workshops that we do. We do a lot of workshops. We have our own set of courses. I think Sakshi was introducing in the beginning. And we also do a lot of consulting as well. So we work with a lot of startups and corporate companies to help them with their generative AI transition, where we help companies build and ship generative AI products. Till now, we also are a very good community of more than 15,000 members, where we regularly meet every week to discuss about new topics in generative AI. So we try to, in last year alone, we have done more than 150 workshops, ranging from, let's say, finance agent to fine tuning to understanding models like DeepSeek and others. And me and the team included have built more than 200 plus AI applications till date. We will also show you how you can experience the hundreds of apps that we have built for free at the end of the session. And we have also worked with more than 20 companies to help them with their generative AI transition so far. So that is the basic introduction that you can know about us before we get started with today's session. And most of you are here to learn about generative AI. if you want to learn deeper about the generative AI concepts and apply that in your own job, apply it for your productivity or any other use cases that you might have. So we have a generative AI launchpad course that is starting this weekend. So we are starting it tomorrow and day after. So you can also get this golden chance to sign up for the cohort that is starting very, very soon. So we will share more details about the course and how you can enroll for it very shortly. If you stick around till the end, we will also give you some exclusive promo codes that will help you register as well. So today we are going to understand how we can do financial analysis with AI. So financial analysis can mean many things. Something like some investment decision, something like portfolio analysis, something like analyzing stock market. So there might be a number of things that you might want to do. So this session where you will get some generic knowledge in terms of how AI models really work, how to create an agent. So even though this is a finance specific session, all the tools that I'm discussing in this session can be applied anywhere, irrespective of the sector. So try to pay close attention to uh, the agents that I'm defining, and when I'm saying about tools and other things, try to pay attention on those. So what exactly are we going to discuss today? So the idea is, first I'll try to give an idea of how people are using generative AI in finance these days. And what we'll do is starting from very basic. And I'm assuming that none of you might have created an AI agent before, or maybe used an LLM directly in some project. So what I'll show is how you can create a basic finance agent with with access to stock market data, right? So once we do that, we will do some analysis on stock market. We will try to analyze some stock prices. We'll try to compare them with AI. And then we will take our own stock market portfolio, and we'll ask AI if there is any need for us to change our portfolio. And at the end, if you wait till the end, I will also show you how you can create your own Warren Buffett agent. So Warren Buffett again is a very popular investor. So if you want his expertise in helping you do investing, how can you create an agent to go about that? And we will also, as one more this thing, we will also show you how you can do a deep research on different stock market stocks and others. Right. So these are the core things that we will try to cover, and hope you will enjoy this and learn something new from this. So first of all, let me talk about generative AI, right? So generative AI is changing every domain. So as of today, I think if you're looking at software development, um, something that could take, let's say, a team of 5 engineers let's say 2 years back or 3 years back, 5 good engineers would take 2 months to create some useful, let's say, SaaS product. So now, today, one engineer within couple of days is actually creating that. So generative AI is actually very impactful in software development. It's also impactful in sales. So most of the sales that people are doing in the world today. So next, many companies are already using some sales agent. So next time you get a call, maybe in this year, many companies will be moving to sales agents, AI agents. You will not be able to distinguish whether it is an AI or a human talking to you. So there is a lot of disruption happening in this space. And even if you look at education space, many teachers, there are many tools that are coming around that is helping disrupt education space. And so is healthcare. So in this session, so generative AI is one such technology which knows no bounds. It's going to impact each and every domain, as you can see. And finance is also not an exception, right? So generative AI is also having a very great impact in the finance area as well. So let us try to understand some different ways finance is being used, right? Generative AI is being used in finance. So first thing is automation of tasks. So automation of tasks would anyways, let's say if you want to analyze the health of your portfolio as of today, and maybe let's say want to check few, let's say you want to monitor your portfolio. Let's say you have invested in 10 stocks, and currently, if you are a serious investor or something, you will want to go through what is happening with all the 10 stocks. You would do a research, you would read news about it, you would manually do all those things. So currently you can automate everything. So let's say you can just tell an AI that these are the 10 stocks that I'm investing. So why don't you like you can ask AI to give you a report every day on everything that is happening with the stocks that you are investing in. And there is some risk management that you can do as well. So let's say there are a lot of investment strategies as of today. So most of them are primarily something that only a trained data scientist or maybe a financial engineer could do. So with generative AI, you could do a lot of risk management yourself. So you can just ask AI to analyze a particular portfolio and help you build with it. So it actually can do. And many financial institutions are already using AI for fraud detection and other things. And more importantly, the crux of this session and everything we talk about generative AI is that we are able to personalize things. So instead of just creating a simple tool that is same for everyone, so we are able to personalize services using generative AI. So these are the core benefits of how AI is being used in different ways. And again, I have only mentioned two or three here, but in actuality, there are different ways in which AI is being used. So that being said, as of today, how can you leverage generative AI for stock market investing? And what are the basic issues that you will run into? So let's say if you want to develop a chatbot as of today, how can you actually do that? How can you create an agent from scratch so that it can help you with your investment decisions? So these are the things that we'll be covering today. Okay. So, what is the primary problem with? So, first, let us try to understand what is the problem with LLMs if you want to use it for finance sector. So, current LLMs that you are seeing, they don't have knowledge of the stocks. So, there is this concept called context length. Sorry, cutoff date. So cutoff date actually means that let's say, for example, the GPT models that you are seeing, the GPT-4o, the GPT-4o mini, and other popular models by OpenAI. So these models have been trained only until October 2023. And currently we are in March of 2025. So there is at least 1.5 year gap between what LLMs know. So I will also show you one example also. So if you ask a GPT model, what is the stock price of Apple or what is the stock price of Microsoft for that matter. So it will not be able to tell because LLMs do not have knowledge of stocks or they are not connected to internet, right? So how do we overcome this problem? So this is one question that we will try to answer, right? And what we will try to do is, so as mentioned, current LLMs or maybe current GPT models are very intelligent for sure. But how can an LLM with knowledge only until October 2023 can help me invest in March 2025? So there could be a lot of things that have happened in the last 1.5 year that could have changed. Few companies might have gone down, few companies might have come up. So the indexes might be changing, everything might be happening. So we will try to understand this problem first, and we will also try to create a solution for it, right? So the solution that we will try to do is to create a AI finance agent. So we will take our LLM. So LLM could mean anything. It could mean a GPT model. It could mean a Llama model. Could mean a Mistral model or even a DeepSeek model, right? So these models have a fixed cutoff date after which they don't know anything. So let's say even if a model is latest updated, let's say a model is trained till Feb of 2025. So that is still not useful because for something like finance, you need the latest data. So let's say what happened today, what happened 1 hour back. So that is something that you will actually need to do a proper financial analysis. So our first goal in the session would be to understand how we can create a basic finance agent, right? And using that basic finance agent, we will try to understand few things. How can you analyze stock prices? How can you get latest news on stocks? So these are the things that we will first try to do, right? And then we will jump into some advanced use cases also. So let's say analyzing portfolio, getting some expert recommendations on the stock. So this is what we will try to do. So first, I'll directly jump to the code and show you some examples on how you can achieve that. Okay, great. So yeah, so that being said, so I think there are no new questions. So if you face any questions or queries, just send them on the chat. We'll try to address them. So yeah, there is one common question about what an LLM is. So LLM is nothing but GPT model. So GPT model that you are seeing is actually a large language model. So any AI that speaks is a large language model. So whenever you are talking to a chatbot, it is actually an LLM. So as mentioned, GPT is a LLM. So GPT-4, GPT-4 Omni, and all the models that you are seeing is actually an LLM. So LLMs like GPT and all are not connected to internet. So that is the problem that we will try to address first, and then we will show you how you can give it access to some latest data as well. Okay, so let me just show you how you can run the code. It is going to be very simple, a few lines at a time. I hope my screen is, I think the font is legible, right? So I think you're able to read it well. So should I zoom in a little bit more? Okay, I think it looks good. I think few people have mentioned. Okay, great. So first, what we'll try to do is, this is the code to use a GPT model within Python, right? So currently, whatever you do, so when you can actually open, as of now, you can just open ChatGPT and ask it a question, right? So you can just, let's say this is your ChatGPT, you ask a question and you get a response. Ask a question, get a response. So what we are trying to do is, I'm trying to emulate the same thing within code. So this is as simple as that. So you just need to write one line of code. Just say from LangChain, you want to import GPT-4o model, right? So just run this. And currently what I'm going to do is, to this model, GPT-4o, I'm going to ask, what is the stock price of Apple, right? So let me run this and see if the GPT model, if the very intelligent GPT model can answer this question or not. So it's taking a couple of seconds, but you see that it's going to give you this answer. So I'm unable to provide real-time stock prices, including the stock price. So it's telling to find the most up to date, you need to check something else. So that is the problem, right? So this is a very intelligent model. So that is there, but it does not have access to real-time stock. So this is what we are going to solve with an agent, right? So what is an agent exactly? So there are different definitions of agents, right? So the one agent that we will try to develop is, we will take a simple GPT model that is available, or maybe a simple LLM like GPT model. So currently we see that it's very bad, right? So it's not able to, I'm asking it stock price of Apple and it is not able to respond it correctly. So what if I can attach? So I'll take this LLM and I will give it access to financial data. So then we can call it an agent. So again, what is an agent? Agent is nothing but an LLM or maybe a GPT model when it is attached to some tools. So GPT model, when it is attached to some tools, you can call it an agent. So the tools could be anything, right? The tool to access internet, the tool to access calculator, the tool to access anything. So first, our task will be, so we will be at a good place if we can get latest answers from the GPT model by creating a simple, very simple finance agent. So that is what I'll try to do. So the code might be little complicated for someone who is looking at the code for the first time. So, but don't be afraid. So this is actually a very simple thing. So what I'm actually doing is currently LLM that we are using, or maybe current GPT model, does not have access to stock market data. So, but there is a Python library, or maybe there is a website called Yahoo Finance. There is a website, and they have this API also. So there is this website called Yahoo Finance, where there is latest stock market data is available for free. So now my idea is, what if I take my GPT model and I connect it to this Yahoo Finance library. So if I connect my GPT model and the Yahoo Finance library, so I would have solved this very first problem. So the first problem is having real-time access to data. It was the problem. So if I can solve this issue, so then I will be at a very good place to do all the other rest of the things. So that is what I'll primarily do here. So in this, basically, this Python library is using our website's data and it's giving us the latest data. So from that, from Yahoo Finance, I'm taking this function called get stock price. So whenever I run this Python function, it is going to go to Yahoo Finance and give me the latest stock price data. As simple as that. So let me run this code. And again, I will also show you a very simple, other simpler ways to write the code. But just understand is we are just defining a simple tool here that is helping us connect a GPT model to real data. So this is how you connect it. So you just take an LLM. So the LLM is already something that we have defined. So LLM is already defined, which is GPT-4. So I'm telling a GPT-4 model, and I'm connecting it to this finance tool. So this is the stock price tool that I've created. And you might don't be afraid of this code. This is the standard code that I've taken from internet. So you don't have to memorize any of this. So you just go to internet and you will find this code snippet. So you can directly use. So now I'll ask this question: what's the current stock price of Microsoft? Or maybe let's say initially we asked for Apple. So let me try this. So now you will see something amazing will happen right now. So earlier it was not giving the correct stock price or it was denying to respond. So let us see what will happen right now. So now the agent has started and the agent, you see what agent is doing. So the agent is telling to itself that, okay, I should use the stock price tool to connect to to get the current stock price of Apple. So earlier you see, and it's using the tool that we have mentioned, and it's giving us the current stock price, which is around $240, right? So if you just scroll to the bottom, earlier it didn't have access to live data. So now by creating a simple finance agent, we are able to give real-time stock price data to this finance agent, right? So now we have solved the very first problem that we had, right? The first problem is how can I create a agent with access to financial data? So that is solved now. So now we can step it up a little bit more. So now that we know that we have access to latest data, so now let us try to understand how we can use this to analyze stock prices, how we can get latest news on stocks. So let us try to do all these things one by one. So this is a different way of writing code. So again, this is the reason I wanted to show you this is that uh, within LangChain or using any library, so there are different ways of writing the code. So it's not like you will have to use the same code every time to get this. So there are different ways of writing within LangChain and others. So that will help you write the code very easily. Okay. So now, as mentioned, right? So earlier, I'm now able to get the stock price data. So now let me try to do some more advanced things. So let me try to get more information about the company. So from Yahoo Finance, I can do a lot of things, right? I can get some company information. I can get the details on dividends and earnings. I can get a summary on how many mutual funds are holding it, summary of institutional holders. I can get access to how experts are recommending or not recommending the stock and many other tools. So in this piece of code, what I'm doing is I'm creating the tools. So earlier I gave it access GPT. I have taken GPT model and I have given it access to stock price tool. So now what I'm doing is along with stock price, I'm adding all these additional tools so that whatever question I ask about stocks, so GPT model has a way to use these tools and give me the answer, right? So I'll just run this code, and while the code it won't take, it will just take a couple of seconds to run. But let me clarify a couple of questions on the chat if there are, and then I'll proceed to the next part because understanding the first one is important. Yeah, the code access will be given at the end. We will let you know that. So ask the agent to specify the time and date. Okay, we can try that. Can we give it some particular data? So yeah, so currently I'm using Yahoo Finance because it's a free tool. So currently Yahoo Finance does not have access to Indian stock market data. So if you can find a tool or a library that will give you access to Indian stock market data, you should probably use that to analyze Indian stocks. So currently we wanted to create a agent that everyone can access easily. So that is why we have used it, but you can actually connect it to any other data source using different tools as well. Yeah, so someone is mentioning about Excel sheet. Yeah, so there are a lot of tools that will help you connect to Excel sheets or even SQL databases also. So let me ask, like repeat this one more time about, I think there were questions on how tools are created. So this is how simple it is. So you create those tools. So tools are nothing but functions in Python. So I have created all these tools. Then I'm defining all the list of tools. So the list of tools are company information, dividend tool, stock news, and everything else. So I'm just creating all the tools and I'm taking an LLM and attaching it to tools. So whatever step I mentioned about taking GPT model and attaching it to tools is just a couple of lines of code. You define the tools you want and you just attach it in the next step, right? So this is how you can create a simple tool like this. And now you can ask some complicated questions. So, right. So let's say I want to understand when was the last time Apple gave a dividend, right? So you can see that first AI agent will search if it has any tools that will help it get this latest information. So it will look at the tools it has and sees, okay, the user wants a dividend date. Now let me see. So instead of revealing the answer, so let me run the agent and actually show you how that is working. So the agent is learning. So once the agent has seen the question, so the question is, what is the latest dividend date of Apple? So I just asked this. I didn't tell it which tool to use. So you see that I have given it access to many tools. Let's say access to around 8 tools in here. So whenever I asked dividend question, so it directly is using this last dividend and earnings tool, right? So let's say if I ask about some other question. So let's say there is one tool about getting news on the stock. So let's say if you are investing in a particular stock, so you might want to get latest news on that. And instead of you having to search internet daily about this news, so you can directly use this AI agent to get the news. So what is the, okay, let me just ask, what is the latest latest news about Apple? As simple as that. So simple question. I'm running this. So now the agent has started. So now the agent is looking at the question that we have asked. So now it is directly using the stock news function, right? So earlier, now we have a stock news function. This is the tool that we have created. So the idea is, you might ask me, okay, there are 8 different tools. How did the uh, uh, agent know to use that tool, right? So that is the benefit of using AI. So for AI, you don't need to instruct it what to do. You just give it access to tools. You just give it whatever data you have. So these GPT models and these LLMs are intelligent enough to understand what you are asking. So you can see what are the news. So let's say March 7th, which is today. So there is a news about, some antitrust fights happening. Maybe Trump is doing something. So there is a news article on that. So there is a news article about Apple has released the new iPhone 16 version like 1 week ago. So there is a news on that. So the thing is, if you are someone who is investing in the stock, So you can just use this tool to get the latest news summary without. So earlier, let's say, think about this. If you wanted to analyze news about Apple, so you had to go to internet, you search on Google, go to 10 different links, read about them one by one. It would have easily taken around half an hour to do that research. So now, within 30 seconds or so, AI is going through the internet and it is finding what are all the latest news, and it's also giving a nice summary that you can read. So here, this is the summary that you can see, right? So that way, what used to take, so let's say researching on a particular stock, earlier, let's say it used to take 1, 2 hours just to get through the main details. We are getting the entire page in a couple of seconds. So that is one benefit of using AI. And one more thing is that the AI tools that I am showing you or using are very advanced as well. So you don't need to ask very simple questions like this. You don't need to ask what is the news or what is this thing. So you can actually ask some broader level questions also. And the AI can actually do multiple different tools. So it does not need to use only one tool at once. So let me ask this question. Give me EBITDA, give me total debt, total revenue, debt to equity of Nvidia stock. So there are a bunch of different tools that the AI has to use. But again, the model is intelligent enough to understand which tools to use, and it will use it to give us the answer. So let me run this and show you what happens. So as you can see, so this is what is happening. So it's using the company information and it's giving me the answer. And you can give little more, let's say this is again just a tool fetch. Uh, and you can also ask some detailed questions. So given the current market trends, given the current market trends, is it good to invest in Nvidia? Right. So this is the question that I asked. So this is a more generic question. So again, agent is intelligent enough. It'll see the tools, whatever it has access to, and it will give us a decent enough answer. So now I asked it a general question, right? So I didn't ask it to give me some stock price or get the news. So I'm asking, given the current market trends, should I invest or not? So what it is doing is it is getting the current stock price. So it is getting a summary of all the details, and then it is giving us the details in this, right? So it's doing multiple different. So just like, let's say someone asks you to do something. So let's say as of today, you are a product manager or maybe you are a researcher. So what you will actually do is more often than not, uh, whenever you want to know about something, it's not like you will go to Google, you will find one website where you will get all the answers. So it's like you are here. So you look at one website, then you get an idea, then you go to another website, then you summarize something, then you do something else and you get back. So that is what is exactly happening in this. So when I asked it to analyze the current market trends, so it's actually looking at stock price, it's actually looking at what is happening with the stock news and everything. And then it's saying that investing in Nvidia could be considered a good opportunity given the stock rating, strong support from investors, and currently it's also facing downward trends because of DeepSeek and few other trade war and others. So it's giving you a decent enough answer, right? So this is some. So the tools that I've shown you right now are some basic tools, right? So taking an GPT model and connecting it to some basic tools to get you the stock prices, get you some basic news and others. Shortly, what I will show you is how you can do some advanced. So let's say if you have a portfolio that you want your AI to analyze, or maybe if you want to do some deep research on certain topics, right? You just don't want a simple tool use and give it answer. So now I'll shortly show you how you can actually create some advanced applications also using an agent library called Agno. So it used to be called PhiData before. So I'll shortly show you. For this, I have used LangChain. So whatever code that you have seen, I'm using LangChain Python library. And next I will use another agent library called Agno that will help us define agents even more quickly and easily. So I'll just start that in 1 minute, 2 minutes. But before that, I'll take a couple of questions. Okay, so there is a question about okay, and just there are a lot of questions, so I'm just skimming through it. So how do we can you show the code to integrate Yahoo Finance library? Yeah, this is the simple code. So you define the function. This code will also be shared, so don't worry. So it's just a simple thing. You just define a tool and you just connect it to an LLM. So that is how it is. Okay. How much does it cost to use these models? So whenever you are using any models like OpenAI or anything, you will be charged based on the number of tokens that you use, right? So the tokens are, let's say, tokens are basically you can understand equivalent to words. So how many ever words that you use from the model, you will pay that much. So currently, to use around 8 lakh words in GPT-4o model, you will have to pay around $10. So that would be, so you can calculate. So the longer the AI response, the more money you pay. Can it link to be databases? Yeah. So in this, using this tool, I've linked it to Yahoo Finance, but you can actually use some SQL tool where you can connect it as well. And hallucination. So there was, yeah, the interesting question is about hallucinations also. So that is something that we really need to be mindful of, right? So you don't want an AI to be hallucinating about stock prices. So one thing that we can actually do is that, so whenever, I think I'll show it to you shortly using Agno. So what you can actually do is you can, whenever AI is giving an answer, you can ask it to give it a source also, so that it will give an answer and it will point to the link from where it is actually giving that answer, so that you can be sure that the answer is not made up from somewhere, but it's actually coming from a source on internet. Yeah, someone is asking about small agent. Yeah, small agent is also one of the agent libraries, so you can use that also. So there are n number of different libraries. So let's say there is LangGraph, there is CrewAI, there is Swarm, there is PyData, there is small agents, there is Pydantic AI. So there are a lot of popular agent libraries. So you can use anything. So for this session, I just chose LangChain because it's most popular and PyData because it's more simple. But otherwise, you can choose any agent library of your choice. Okay. So that being said, I'll just go back to another piece of code where I'll show you how you can define agents a little bit differently. Right. So yeah, I know I have missed a few questions, but given the time, so let's try to cover this and I'll try to answer more questions at the end as well. Okay. So let me try to run this. Okay. So what we are actually doing is we are trying to do the same thing. Instead of earlier, what we were seeing is we had a single agent. We had a single agent which was accessing bunch of different tools, tools one, tool two, tool three, and so on. So now in this advanced version, so what we are actually doing is instead of having a single agent system, so we are going to create a multi-agent system. So we will have two agents. So in real world, or maybe, so think about this very simply, right? So if you are someone who is working in a company, or maybe if you are leading a team, so your team could have a one person who is doing all the things, maybe basic research and everything. One person could be doing A, B, C, right? Or you could have a team of specialized people. So let's say there could be, let's say you are creating a product. So there could be a product manager who is in charge of tasks A, B, and C. So there could be a coder who is in charge of tasks X, Y, and Z, right? So earlier, the basic thing that I've shown, we are using a single agent with access to a couple of tools. So now what we are going to do is we are going to use two different agents. But in reality, or maybe otherwise, you can actually create multi-agent systems also. So some way, like I have seen some people create some agents with hundreds of different agents for different purposes. So I will show you how you can create a multi-agent system using AI and how it can be used to unlock new insights. Right. So again, the code is going to be a little bit different, but again, this is one of the very simple ways to understand this. So it's very simple. So how do you do that? So the first step is you create a web agent. So for web agent, the tool that I'm using, the tool of my choice is DuckDuckGo search. So this is an internet search tool. So earlier, our agent that we have created had access only to Yahoo Finance, right? So now what we will do is we actually have a web agent that uses internet, and we also have a finance agent that has access to Yahoo Finance. So we have two agents with two different purposes. So if there is an information that Yahoo Finance can give about stock price or company information, so that is good. So but uh, ideally, whenever you are doing research, instead of just using looking at the stock price or basic info, you might need a lot more things to get the research done, right? So for that, we are using two agents. So the first agent is the web agent, which has access to internet. So basically, this agent can do a DuckDuckGo search, or maybe you can use Google search also. So this agent is going to search internet whenever it wants to know about something. Whereas this agent is a little bit simpler, where it is going to get us some accurate stock price and company info directly from this. So you might ask me, why am I using a Yahoo Finance agent? A web agent can also be used. So that is true, but Yahoo Finance is more reliable and you can get quick answers more reliably. So that is why we are using two agents. So we have created two agents, and now we are creating a team of agents. So my team, so let's say in my company, I could have a product manager and a coder working together to deliver me something. So in the similar fashion, I'm going to create my agent team. So where a web agent and finance agent are working together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it some complicated question. So analyze the performance of tech sector over the last 6 months. Basically, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and try to give me some recommendations. So this is a more open-ended question, which needs some analysis, different analysis, right? So let me run this and see how this is going to respond. So you can see the model is starting to think. So these are the things. So agent is something that can plan something by itself. So it is looking at the question, and the agent is thinking to itself, okay, user has given me this question right now. So how do I go about it? So it's actually thinking. So once agent is done thinking, you can also see its thoughts streaming word after the word. So let us give agent a couple of seconds before it comes up with some answers. So yeah, so as you can see, there was some issue with the tool, but nonetheless, you can see the analysis it's actually giving. So I have given it access to limited tools. So some things might fail. So the thing is, the process of creating agents, the process of creating any generative AI tool has to be iterative. So you create one tool, you see what's lacking, and you keep improving it. But for now, whatever I asked, it has given this analysis. So what are the key events and trends happening in the web sector? So you can see this. So here is a summary of what is happening. So the thing is, someone asked about hallucinations, right? So this is how hallucinations are being tackled. So what we are doing is whenever an agent is giving some answer, so it's actually saying that uh, notable hedge funds are exiting tech stocks. So you might think that, okay, this might be a scathing remark if it's not true, right? So, but one good thing that we have here is we have a link that we can read. So, so let's say AI, we should be sure that it's not hallucinating. So what we have done with this agent is whenever it's giving some answer, we are asking it to give some resources. We can see if this actually is true. So you can see this was published not only just 1 week or 10 days ago. And it's actually saying this news hedge funds actually are exiting this. And this is a Goldman Sachs report. So our AI is actually has reviewed more than 10-15 reports in a matter of couple of seconds. So you can see within 1 minute, AI has gone through some tens of different pages and it's giving us a different analysis in this. All right. So again, we can connect it to more advanced tools, more advanced orchestration techniques to get more detailed analysis. But I wanted to show you this is how you can, within 1 minute, we are able to use two agents to give us some details on this. So let us try one more question, right? So let's say I am a moderate risk investor and I want AI to suggest three stocks that I can consider to invest in the next 5 years, right? So let us see. I'm asking it to do these things to include this performance and this thing. But let me just remove this and see. So we are just asking an AI to suggest three stocks and let us see what are the things it researches before giving us an answer. So it starts to think. So based on the user query, now it's thinking, okay, I have access to these tools and the user wants this. So what I have to do? So the thinking is happening right now. So that is the amazing thing about agents, right? So what would have otherwise taken? So you might be hearing a lot about agents taking over many jobs and everything. So let's say as a risk analyst myself, I had to go through a lot of documents, a lot of reports, and give some report to the senior management, right? So currently, I could see that job could be done. So what used to take me 1-2 weeks just to go through some reports and present the report. So AI can actually do that within few minutes, right? So if you look at some latest tools by uh, OpenAI and others, which are deep research agents, so that are even more advanced in doing a couple of things. So since our question was more open-ended, you see that it has done a research. So it has thought for 70 seconds, right? And it is giving us this recommendation, right? Give me three stocks for a 5-year investment. And it's actually giving, so you should probably invest. So AI thinks that if I'm a moderate investor, I should invest in Microsoft. And this is the reason that it is giving. And this is it is also supporting it, right? So it's supporting with market cap, the gross margins, and it's also giving an overview. And conclusion is this. So let's say if you want, so this is how the output is right now. But instead of here, AI has given a very short review. So, but in the prompt itself, you can actually say, give me detailed logic on why you chose those stocks. As simple as that. So if I mention this, it will automatically give a more longer explanation, right? So I will try to run this in some more time. But yeah, so this is how easy it is. So I just asked it to give me three stocks. And you can also mention something. So here I have just mentioned I'm a moderate risk investor, but you can give it more details also. My goal is to retire in next 10 years and I have these liabilities. Now suggest me something. So AI can take that into consideration and give you even more better answer. And one interesting thing that I found with this agent is, so you can actually define and test your portfolio. So let's say currently I'm holding Coca-Cola stock, Nvidia stock, and this. So now what I'm asking AI is, can you stress test the portfolio? So currently it only has access to very basic tools. So it will not be able to give a very, very good answer. But if you give it access to code execution or some other advanced tools, it will also be able to do that. So my idea to show this is to just help you understand how that works. So let me just run this and show you how AI is thinking about portfolio analysis. So you can also give your stock portfolio. So let's say I currently hold 50 shares of Nvidia, 30 shares of Amazon, and 10 shares of Microsoft. So I can ask AI, is it a good proportion to hold given the current market conditions, and what changes should I do in my portfolio? So even for the people who mentioned that you are very new to coding, so you see that I didn't write a lot of complicated code. So most of the code that you are seeing is simple language instructions. So that is the good part about AI here. So I'll come back to this. So I think we are at 10:05, exactly 1 hour from where we started. So I actually gave it early 2023. I should have mentioned it early 25. But nonetheless, you see the detailed analysis it is giving us. So based on the recent uh, analysis, these are the things NVIDIA, Coca-Cola company, and so on. So currently, these are the three things that it is giving. So you can also force the agent to give more details, to refer to more resources and all, right? So this is how you can do with code. But I will also show you some agents that you can use for free, and how you can do deep research very shortly. But these are the core things that I wanted to cover in the session today. So this is a very simple session where we have taken an LLM, we tried to connect it to some internet tools and created a single agent system. And then we were also able to create a multi-agent system that could do this, right? So this is only start of agent revolution, and we will actually be seeing a lot more things about agents coming forward, going forward in a couple of months as well. So it's actually a very good opportunity that you are in this session today, that you got to know. So let's say many people hear about AI agents, but you are one of the few actually knows how an agent is created. Again, it's not a rocket science, only you know that. So most people think agents are something very complex that only software engineers could do, right? So we will share the resources and other things very shortly. But for now, I think since a good number of people are still on the call, so what I would like to do is, so I'll share the resource about how you can create a Warren Buffett agent, similar to the simple agent that we have created. If you want to create something like a Warren Buffett agent, how you can do that. So that I will show very shortly. But before that, I'll just quickly give an introduction about our course that we are offering, which is starting very soon, and how that can help you with your generative AI journey. And but even before that, since every one of you are on the call today, so I would want you to switch on your camera for uh, like 30 seconds. I'll just take a quick screenshot, and that would we will post it on our LinkedIn, and you can also feel free to tag yourself if at all. So we have good response already. Okay. Okay, we have, once the screen is filled with cameras, I'll just take a quick screenshot. I think most people are serious, no one is laughing. So if you can just put on a quick smile, it'll help people understand that you are actually enjoying the session. Okay, let me just, okay. Okay, I got good number of screenshots. So thank you all for being sportive. So I'll just go back to the session now and just cover some other things. About the certificate for the course. So what you shortly on the LinkedIn post, or maybe you can just take a screenshot of the session that you had today. The recording will also be there. So if you share the learnings that you had in this session and post it on LinkedIn or any platform and tag us, uh, we will send you the certificate, right? So that is how you can get the certificate for this session. So you can just quickly share your learnings about learnings that you had in the session and share it anywhere. If you tag us, we will get to know that you, and we will send you the certificate for that. Okay, so one final thing that I wanted to cover is before we cover the bonus part and deep research part. Uh, so I'm not sharing my screen, so sorry for that. So how to tag? So we are on all the channels with the same name. So in LinkedIn, you can just type "Build Fast with AI" and you will find that. And even on Twitter, you can find us with the same name. So you can just find us there and tag. So I'll just spend 2 minutes to talk about. So you have seen today, right, as to how you can create a simple AI agent within a few minutes, right? Within the last half an hour or maybe 40 minutes, we are able to create two, three agents, and we were able to analyze a bunch of stuff very easily. So this is the level of intelligence that we have at our fingertips today. And there are many reasons why you have to learn generative AI today, but the amount of productivity benefit. So you see that any analysis that would have otherwise taken weeks of months could now be done in a couple of minutes. And the second thing is the second reason why you have to learn AI is because of automation, right? So AI will actually eat away your jobs. So I have done few jobs before starting Build Fast with AI. All the jobs that I have done, I could see AI automating very easily as of today. So I don't even have to wait for 2, 3 years. It's just a matter of time before companies realize how to build AI and deploy it. So if you want to protect yourself from automation or maybe save your jobs, it's a good thing to learn about generative AI. And I'm not scaring you by saying this because I am someone who is seeing generative AI day in and day out, and this is actually happening at many, many companies, right? So learning generative AI will actually help you future-proof your career, and it will also make your life more delightful, right? So you don't have to spend lot of time on doing rote things. Let AI do the hard work where you enjoy the real work. So how can you do that? So there is this generative AI launchpad course at the starting this weekend. So the way the course work is it's a 6+2. So 6 weeks of lectures coupled with a lot of live resources and free tools, plus 2 weeks of capstone project. So this will help you get started with generative AI very, very easily. So anyone, you can go from 0 to 1 in generative AI using this course. So if you liked what you have listened in this course today, imagine 30 or maybe 30 to 50 times more learning. So that is exactly going to happen in the launchpad, where you learn about a lot of things about building chatbots, fine tuning models, building agents from scratch, how you can use tools like Cursor and everything else. So that's going to happen in our generative AI launchpad course. So if you are someone who is interested in signing up for the course, so we have some last minute deals available for you. So you just say hi on the chat. Since we already have your name from the Zoom registration, we will reach out to you and send you an exclusive promo code that will help you get the course for a great discount. So all you have to do is just say hi on the chat, and we will reach out to you with the benefits. So good number of highs already. So great to see a lot of interest coming from people to learn. Yeah. So if you want to know more about the course or want to learn about this, just say hi on the chat. We will send you the details on how you can register for the course and also get an exclusive promo code. So yeah, we have done many previous cohorts. So this is actually the 12th cohort. So we are not asking you to join a course that no one has done before. So we have been doing this course for more than a year now. So we have people from many major companies who have already done this course. So you will join the leagues of people who have worked at very famous companies, and you can also upskill yourself. And these are some of the things that you will get to learn: some basics of generative AI, chatbots, fine tuning, agents, building your own SaaS business, capstone project. And we also added some additional modules also that will be live from this session. So this session is going to be one of our most comprehensive. So we keep improvising and adding new modules. So this module, the course that is starting tomorrow in this weekend. So we will have a session on Saturday and Sunday. So you can join that. Uh, And this is going to be a session where we'll cover many things about generative AI. So all you have to do is just say hi on the chat, and we will reach out to you personally to help you get registered for the course. And we will also give you the last minute deals so that you can also get the course for a good discount as well. So these are all the things that you will get: live lectures on weekends. You will get more than 100 videos with a lot of resources. We will have doubt solving sessions, daily check-ins, and you will also have access to our premium platform. So I'll just show you how our premium platform looks like very shortly, so that you will get a taste of how the platform looks like as well. Okay, I'm just signing in on my website. So yeah, so if you want to know more about the course, or if you want to have a chat with someone in our team or with me, so you can just say hi on the chat, and we will reach out to you to help you get registered. So yeah, I think I'll just show how the premium platform looks like. So this is the premium platform. So if you sign on to our website, you will let's say only the people who sign up for the course can actually see the premium platform. So where we have hundreds of different lectures explaining different topics of generative AI. So let's say, for example, if you open this, every module will again have multiple different videos where we start from absolute basics. Then we teach you concepts like building chatbots, agents, fine-tuning models, and everything. Uh, so yeah, so this is the premium platform, and we also have features like AI-powered quizzes, AI-powered chatbot that we have fine-tuned on our course. So anywhere you are stuck on the course, our AI agent will actually help you solve those doubts as well. And we have a lot of other features that we are adding very shortly. So you can get started with the course. So all you have to do is just say hi on the chat, and we will reach out to you. Yeah, so these are the core things that I wanted to cover. So if you're not already connected to with me on LinkedIn, so you can just search my name here, or I can just send my LinkedIn link on the chat as well. So you can just send me a connection request. So I regularly post on generative AI and all updates regarding our course. So you can quickly send a connection request to me. Okay. So yeah, Sakshi has also helped with the LinkedIn profile of mine. So you can just click on that and you can do that. So yeah, the code link and everything will be available on our Telegram channel very shortly. So the Telegram link is sent on the channel. So you can just, if you want quick access, you can just get added on our Telegram channel. We actually had a WhatsApp community, but it's already completely full. So you join us on Telegram, and we will send all the resources there, and you can access it for free. Okay, I think thank you everyone for joining the call today. It's been great. Hope you all learned something new, and hope to see you all in our future courses and workshops. So until then, we'll meet you.